Food is such a delicate thing. A good meal could make your entire day, while a bad one could ruin the rest of your life, say if you die from food poisoning, for instance. But an even riskier business is going out to eat, trusting someone to prepare your food sight unseen. Sometimes you might not get what you ordered, but a little more. Hot days call for cold drinks. Fred Denegri knew this feeling well. He just so happened to be barbecuing in the midst of a heat wave while his wife worked to set the table. They planned on having a nice outdoor meal together with the family, some good old-fashioned quality time. But Fred was feeling the heat, needed something to cool him off, so he reached in and grabbed a nice icy cold can of Diet Pepsi. Cracking it open, he had the feeling we all get when we're about to enjoy an icy cold drink in the perfect temperature for it. He was anticipating the first taste of the soft drink he loved. He took down a huge gulp, but he would have been wiser to start with a sip first. The soda didn't go down the way he expected. It tasted horrible and was thick like slime. Immediately, he began gagging and almost threw up. Fred was shocked and confused, so he quickly rushed inside to get to the kitchen sink. He began pouring out the contents and chunks started plopping out from the inside. He tried to pour the rest out on a plate, but the soda had just about all come out. However, the can still had weight. Something inside of it shifted around as he moved the can. He knew that something foreign had contaminated his drink. Pieces that looked like pink linguine slipped out of the can and onto the plate, but try as he might, something in there refused to come out. Fred contacted Poison Control and the FDA and demanded that the can be inspected. The FDA didn't take very long in discovering just what the abnormality was in the can that day. It sparked an investigation into the facility that produced the Pepsi in Fred's area, with no explanation as to how what got in there. The FDA report told Fred that he had consumed the decomposing remains of a frog who had turned to mush inside of the soda. It is unknown as to whether or not Fred was compensated for his experience, but according to Fred and his wife, Pepsi didn't take too much of an interest beyond having the can inspected. Seafood, it's a hit or miss for a lot of people, but there's really no question of opinion regarding what one woman found in her clam chowder. Layla Sultan had an opinion on seafood. She loved it, and she would often frequent a local restaurant that provided a service she not only enjoyed, but recommended to others. She ordered a drink, an appetizer, and then a bowl of one of her favorite meals, clam chowder. But there was a small issue with her meal. It was a little too cold for her liking, so she had it sent back to be heated up. The waiter, according to Layla, was a bit rude, but took the soup back to the kitchen regardless to be heated up. When he returned it, it was much improved, in terms of temperature anyway. But what Layla didn't realize was that her clam chowder had come back with an extra ingredient. Layla took a nice big bite and began chewing. She chewed and chewed and chewed, but she couldn't seem to break down whatever it was in her mouth. She believed it might have been a piece of shrimp or calamari that made it into her dish, but as she chewed, it didn't go away. Eventually, unable to eat it, she reached into her mouth and withdrew a soggy, chewed up condom. Layla immediately ran to the bathroom where she vomited for 15 minutes straight. Layla has claimed that she can't touch seafood or soup since her incident, and it has even impacted her sex life. She sued the restaurant for an undisclosed amount and they settled out of court. It was believed that the condom might have been used. Sports games and pubs mix pretty well, but sometimes it can get a bit stressful. One particular couple visited an Australian pub to watch a rugby game, but were so overwhelmed by the blaring music that they couldn't hear what was going on regarding the match. They approached the bartender and angrily complained that the noise was nearly unbearable. The bartender appeared sympathetic and offered the couple some free ice cream to smooth things over. The couple, a bit surprised by the generosity, accepted the free treat, but it wasn't at all the treat they were expecting. When they had received their ice cream, they both happily took up their spoons. The two took a couple of bites before a horrible smell burst into their nostrils and caused them to vomit. The two became violently ill after having consumed the ice cream and immediately contacted police to have it tested. The couple was traumatized to learn that an independent laboratory that tested it had found fecal matter in the ice cream, and the couple had ingested it. The couple sued the pub, but those working denied any involvement in the incident. There was a lot of controversy surrounding the event, and it is unknown as to whether it was resolved one way or another. It seems a bit strange to trust a person that we don't know behind closed doors to prepare our food for what would amount to minimum wage. But hey, a person's gotta eat, but hopefully it's edible. That's all for now. Remember, you may not believe it, but anything is possible in a world so seriously strange. I'm Rob Dyke, and I'll see you next Wednesday, so don't forget to subscribe because you won't want to miss what's next. And if you have an idea for a future episode, please feel free to follow me on Twitter and tweet it to me at @TheRobDyke. I can't wait to see what you come up with. See you next time.